There's an earthquake. Shook 400 parsons. The person raises his hand. Honestly.
The siyum tonight is Leilu Nishmat Rabbanit Tofi Yehudit Alea Shalom Bat Reb Avram Yitzchak Taim Egasa Sheyichyu Eshet Chaver of our dear friend, our dear Rebbe in Yeshiva, Harav Yitzchak Cohen Shlita. She stayed next to her husband.
You see with Rabina and with all their Rebbeim, with Hanan, you see mamash a love, a passion they have for the Talmidim, a love, something they have which is like they want to come close to Hashem, and the way that every Rebbe expresses differently. Rabina with his love to Talmidim, my Rebbe Reisenstein with finding in Pshat the Amidah Shel Torah. Mamash, we work very hard in Shir to find the endless of Torah. Not just we learn here, we learn there. It's a nice Bible. We open it up here when we have time, and we don't. Mamash work hard to find the Amidah Shel Torah with Ami Halacha. Mamash, we have to Mamash find the Halacha. How are we supposed to lead our lives? Rav Hershorn and Rav Ari Fuld with Mamash like a chiva for Eretz Yisrael. It's something you can see in every single Rebbe, a passion, a Mamash of fire, ish das. In every single Rebbe in this yeshiva to be closer to Hashem.
And now, due to circumstances, we'll Bezrat Hashem be doing other things and will not be with us in the yeshiva. And we'd like to call upon Rav Ari Fuld to say a little quick goodbye.
I want to say thank you, Rabina, for everything you did. When I was asked a little bit of mechila, and I didn't say don't need for anything, but I feel like I do. There are a couple other people I'd like to thank. That mamash toda. Rav Nevitzal Shlita. Shnitzaleh to kol harabanim. One more Rav that I want to say thank you to is Rav Hershorn. I worked together with Rav Hershorn for a couple of years. And I think that if I had to call it Tibari, what Rabina built here, something would be called Emet, truth. No masks, no costumes, no being fake. I think that Rav Hershorn really is the exact definition of that truth, of that Emet. I think that Talmidim see it, I think that staff sees it. I certainly have learned a tremendous amount working together with Rav Hershorn, whether it be the hope and the belief that he puts in all his Talmidim, the tremendous amount of dedication and sablanut that sometimes I said to him, how do you take it? How do you do it? The never giving up and really putting all faith into all of his Talmidim is something that the yeshiva as a whole really stands for. So thank you for being there. Once again, Rabina, I really want to thank you.
I think we're all here for an occasion called a siyum. We'd like to call upon Mason.
It says that the world stands on three things: Torah, Avodah, and Gemilas Chasadim. This is big in Sota on Yedal Ramad Aleph, where it says that the Torah was started with Gemilas Chasadim, and the Torah finished with Gemilas Chasadim. We have to learn how to daven, we have to learn how to learn. These are all very important, but the only way that we can get there is by the midos and the way that we treat our friends all the time. I remember on a Thursday night this year where we all finished Masechet Kiddushin together for Rabina. And then after Rabina spoke, we danced for 15 to 20 minutes just singing Lev Tahor. Everyone was into it, everyone had the same feeling. The yeshiva came together again as one. Whoever's finished, we're going to finish the Masechta together now. Kisha Sambalevcha. Adran alach Masechet Sota, Adran Chalan, Datan alach Masechet Sota, Datan Chalan, Lo Nini Shem Minach Masechet Sota, Lo Dini Shem Minan, Lo Ba'alma Adin, Lo Ba'alma Derate. Adran alach Masechet Sota, Ba'afish Barbaba, Surta Barbaba, Ad Barbaba, Daru Barbaba. Arev Na'an,
Okay, so before I say the Kaddish, I want to say a few words. We should let hands up. I learned this from Domoni. What's the point of the Kaddish, right? The idea of it, it's Kedusha. So what do we do with Kedusha? We try to go up and up every day. We try to attain it more and more every year. And that's the main goal of Yeshiva, I think, is try to get us closer to God and try to make us more and more kadosh. And like Rabbeinu always says, we were born kadosh, and nothing can help that. But it's our job. We can't just leave it at that. We have to do our part and try to get more and more of it every year, every day. So I want to thank Rav Sadok and Rav Yitz, who helped me finish Masechet Sota, and Rav Damoni for Sephardi party and giving me advice every day for everything I needed. And yeah, thank you. And Rav Bino, of course, for changing my life and showing me the direction I want to go in and realize what I want to do with my life. Thank you. יתקדע ויקדש מהבא. מה דיו עתיד והתחדתה ולחיה מטריה ולעסקה יתרון לחיי עולמה ולמבנה קרתה ירושלים ולשכללה.
It's a very, very good country. Why do they have to say very, very mo'od? Isn't it enough to say Oretz mo'od? Why has it to be mo'od? Maybe the answer is because about the whole world it said, Vayara Elokim es kol asher oso b'nei tov mo'od. So every place is very good. So it's no shevach for Eretz Israel to say it's very good. So they have to say it's very, very good. The world is good, it's very good, but Eretz Israel is still better than all the world. Therefore it's a big thing to be out there in Eretz Israel Every Jew should be in Eretz Israel, and especially those who don't.
You finish Gemara Seder? Think a second, boys, how many zchuyot you're going to have for today, tomorrow. You never know the zchuyot. A stupid Goliath, a stupid Orpah, for 40 steps. And then she went back to the world, she got so much schar. Think you, boys. Learning Masechet Seder, finish Masechet Seder. Never believed in the Torah before. And now with so much passion. Some boys finish 4 times, 6 times, 8 times. I feel 1 time. How much schar you get, guys? I want you to know. I have a better idea of what Rav Koren said. Name of Rav Ginsburg. I think so. It's a better idea.
There were years that Rabbeinu used to have to force me to speak, and then there were later years that when Rabbeinu would ask me to speak, I would speak. I don't think there was ever a case in the history of Yeshivat Netiv or back in the old place, as Rabbeinu called it, that I was not asked to speak and that I asked to speak. So this is the first time. Maybe also the last. I asked Rabbeinu, can I please speak? So I just want to say a few sentences. There's a family in Arnov by the name of Mishpachat Boim. Mishpachat Boim, very special family. My in-laws, my father and mother-in-law, Aleh Shalom, very close with them. 2 little encounters with Mishpachat Boim that I think to me say everything that Netiv Aryeh is about. Erev Rosh Hashanah this year, my wife and myself went on the way to Yeshiva. We stopped in Harnov at the Boims, Rehov Brand. We knocked on the door. My wife has a minhag every year to bring Mishpachat Boim a challah for Rosh Hashanah. So we go into the house, and son-in-law, one of the girls there, one of the daughters got recently married, remarried, and the son-in-law, English speaker, I don't remember his name, originally apparently from Teaneck. We started speaking. He says, what I do? So I teach him Netiv Aryeh. He says, Netiv Aryeh? I said, yes. Can you give me your hand? He said, yes. Yishar koach gadol. Big yishar koach. I said, I teach him Netiv Aryeh. Why do I deserve a yishar koach? I said, I'll explain to you. Back in the day, years back, not so many years ago, I think it was 4 or 5 or 6 years earlier, he's from Teaneck originally. And there was the worst group of guys from Teaneck chose to go to Netiv Aryeh. And these guys were such bad guys, they always mocked him, they always made fun of him, they always would never relate to him. They went to Israel, like many others did. He himself did not go to Israel to learn yeshiva. Many guys went to other yeshivot, they came back, they all looked much firmer, they learned a lot, they kept mitzvot. And the Netiv Aryeh guys also came back much firmer, keeping mitzvot. The difference between the Netiv Aryeh guys, he said, and all other yeshivot, was all those guys who would never turn to me, would never talk to me, when they came back from Israel, when they came back from Netiv Aryeh, they all completely, 100% became each one a mensch. They started relating to me, smiling to me. To me, that is Yeshivat Netiv Aryeh. The credit goes, I think, to the entire staff, but at the top of the pyramid, this credit goes to Rav Alon Bina, who consistently, throughout all the years, and within more than 25 years, that's the one underlying theme that goes through the entire program, from him at the top and all the way to the bottom, is Midot, Derech Eretz, Kavod, Hakarat HaTov, Kibud Orim, Gmilut Chasadim, which he lives with his whole V'machet Varim and Shesagidim, and he gives it over, not through speech only, but through action, over to Talmidim. Second encounter or incident with Mishpachat Boim, this time with Mrs. Boim. Mrs. Boim came to our Brit a month ago, like everybody else here in this room was there. She was there as well. At the end of the Brit, she turned to my wife and said, the boys in yeshiva, the way they participated in the Brit, the way they participated in the Simcha, I was so deeply moved and impressed. I'm running home right now to Harnov to call my daughter or son who live in New York to tell them that their choice of sending their son this coming year to Netiv Aryeh was the best decision they ever made. The boys in Netiv Aryeh are unbelievable. Second story. Both stories together to me say everything Netiv Aryeh is about. On a personal note, and that's why I asked Rabina to speak, it was last week on the night of Lil Kedusha that we had in the yeshiva, just before I spoke, Rabina called me into his office. He says, this is an envelope of money that the boys got together to give us a gift for B'nai Achai. Rabina said, I'm embarrassed to even give you such a sum of money. I get back home, back in New York, my wife and I open up. I said, Rabina, you're embarrassed? This is a nice sum of money. Anyways, I told Rabina at that spot, on that moment, I said, Rabina, I've never in my life, for sure not experienced, but never ever seen such hitshtatfut b'simcha, such participation in simcha as the boys in Netiv Aryeh did in our simcha. Rabina said, go, now that you're speaking about Kedusha, talk about it. I said, Rabina, please, I want my wife to be present, I want B'nai Achai to be present. Let me say those two words at the Siyum and the Golan, and I'm taking this opportunity now from Omek Halev, Me'umka Deliba, from my wife, from B'nai Achai, and from myself, to say thank you to all the Talmidim of Yeshivat Netiv Aryeh. Reb Shlomo Zalman Auerbach Zatzal, Reb Niven Saltrevi, writes, and other sources say it also, Midat noseh be'olim chavero, that we know from Pirkei Avot, that's the midah that the entire Torah stands on. The extent in which you're able to bear in your friend's yoke, which has two sides to the coin. One side is bearing in his pain, and the other side, which sometimes is even harder, is participating in the other person's simcha. Why is this the pillar that the whole Torah stands on? Because in this midah, noseh be'olim chavero, one way or another, to the good and to the opposite, means you put yourself fully in the other person's life, in the other person's shoes, and you live the other person. That's clearly the basis and the core of ahavta l'reacha kamocha, all based on the extent that I'm able to put myself in somebody else. For me, for my wife, and for B'nai Achai, it was a lesson in noseh be'olim chavero, in the positive sense of the word. Toda rabba me'omek halev. Thank you.